Whoa. Hang on there. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Welcome back. Man, just bear with me here. I'm still trying to get my bearings, man. We just got back from our anniversary trip along the coast of California. So what's up, everyone? I am your host, Chris Thompson, one half of that dynamic duo that puts on, that actually promotes and produces the Phoenician Classic, which is happening September 4th, 2021. We're officially 9 weeks out. I should say officially 9 weeks out from the Phoenician Classic, y'all. How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing this evening? I'm pretty sure most of you are probably watching the basketball game, watching those Phoenix Suns take on the Milwaukee Bucks. All right, watching the Suns take on the Bucks for game one. The game I should be watching right now, but I'm doing some work. I'm getting some things taken care of for you guys because, there's a possibility we can have 7 more games. There's a possibility we're going to have 7 more games. What's up, Kaden? What's going on, boss man? So, man, real quick, man, you guys know we're 9 weeks out from the Phoenician Classic. Not only that, we're a couple of weeks out from a couple other great shows that's happening here before the Phoenician Classic, all right? Some other great shows on the West Coast that's happening. In 2 weeks, July 24th, July 24th, we got 2 great shows on the West Coast. Up in the Northwest, we got the Cecil Phillips Classic going down. The Cecil Phillips Classic going down in Eugene, Oregon. Down in San Diego, California, we got the SoCal Uproar going down. We got the SoCal Uproar going down in San Diego on the 24th of July. I will be in San Diego if you want to meet me in person. That's where I will be. 3 happening shows in August. August 7th, we got the Oklahoma City, Inbf Oklahoma City Classic going on in Oklahoma City. And then on the 21st, we got the Inbf Natural Central Valley Championship going on in Fresno. I will be there on the 21st. And then on August 28th, we have the Inbf South Central USA going on in Dallas, Texas. That is a brand new show in Dallas, Texas that's happening, all right? Now, the reason why I'm mentioning all of these shows before the Phoenician Classic is because if you're a men's physique or women's bikini and you turn pro at one of these shows, you can compete at the Phoenician Classic as a WNBF pro. Don't tell anybody I told you. So I don't know if you heard that. You can compete as a WNBF pro if you win men's physique or women's bodybuilding. Women's bikini. Because this year's Phoenician Classic is a pro-am. We got pro men's physique and pro women's bikini. What's going on, my man Kevin? Nice of you to check in, boss man. So those are some great shows that's happening before the Phoenician Classic. Now, are there other shows on the docket? Absolutely. All you have to do to go is to see the rest of the shows in the WNBF, INBF is head over to worldnaturalbb.com and you will get the full listing for every show that's happening from coast to coast, even as well as overseas. We got several overseas affiliates, so you guys will you can get a list of those shows there. Just real quick, I'm not gonna take up too much of your time this evening because to be all honest, I'm a little bit fatigued. This weekend I had a great weekend. This weekend in where the hell did I go for my anniversary? Jesus, man, it's been a long trip. Had a great weekend in Monterey, California. Let's see. Hang on, Joyce. Let me answer Joyce right quick. Why did you move the Phoenician Classic from October to September? Joyce, we had no other reason but to move the show date. Is because of the theater, the parameters around the theater. The theater, they started their show because the way the theater is set up. It is a diner / live play. It's a stage play that's going on while you have a dining service, and they're and so what happened was they basically what happened was when it came off of COVID protocols, they got their show schedule, and so their show schedule takes precedence over any other thing because they only have a set amount of time, a set amount of days to be able to produce these shows, and they're Broadway shows. So they only have access to these actors and actresses at a set time when those shows come on the road. So at the time when we had the October date, everything was set based on 2019 dates and schedules. Well, 2020 kind of threw a monkey wrench in everything, so they didn't know exactly when they was going to get actual Broadway show dates. But now that they have their Broadway show dates, boom, their actual opening season starts October 5th, the same weekend that we had. So they had to give us some different dates, so we had to bump our dates. So we had to either pick a date for next year or pick an earlier date. So we opted for the earlier date, which was which was basically 4 weeks earlier. It was either September, August, or July. So we opted to give you guys as much time as possible. What's going on, Physque? What's going on, girlfriend? Glad you checked in. So that's why we had to move the date. So Joyce, I'm sorry that if we messed through a monkey wrench in your contest prep, I'm sorry, but that's why we had to move the dates. It just, one of those, it just happens, everyone's kind of like, we're all making adjustments. So I know as of moving forward, got you, thank you. I plan to be there for the Pro Bikini time. Sweet. Got you, thank you. Nice, Joyce. I'm looking forward to seeing you there. You will be ready on time. You know why? Because you have a deadline, girlfriend. You got a deadline, so you're going to be there. So that's why the dates got moved. But so I'm coming off. I'm going to try to wrap this up as quickly and painlessly as possible. I got 3 things I'm going to cover. I'm going to cover classic physique, women's physique, and banned substance. I'm going to cover all 3 of those bad boys real quick for you guys. And I'm going to cover it inside of a story. It's going to be story time with I guess I can call myself Uncle Chris. I do have two younger nephews. That's they're not younger, they're adults now, but it's story time with Uncle Chris. So this past weekend, me and my wife celebrated our 6-year anniversary, and we decided to drive to Montreal, California. Now this drive is about a 10-hour drive from Phoenix. Me and my wife, we love getting on the road, get in the car and just do our thing, pack a bag and boom, we on the road. We'll just head out. We'll drive out. We love doing road trips that type of way. I think once we actually get into our mid 50s, early 60s, we are going to probably get an RV because we're going to hit the road. We love doing RV. We love doing road trips. That's just our jam. So we decided to go to Montreal, California, and I had never been there. She had never been there. And so we got on the road. It's like a 10-hour trip. So we got on the road, driving there. My wife decided to drive there. It was during the daylight. So yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for all the happy anniversaries. Really appreciate it. So we drive there and she's driving. And on the way there, it's pretty much the I-10. And then once you get to LA, we took the 210 to the I-5. And so all of this drive there is pure desert. It's nothing but desert landscape, all right? Just pure desert, really not a whole lot to look at, until you hit a city, until you hit Palm Springs. It's something to look at Palm Springs, and then maybe when you get past Palm Springs and there's something to look at maybe in San Bernardino, then you hit LA, then you kind of hit LA, then you hit the hustle and bustle of the concrete jungle of LA, then once you get past that, then you start getting on the I-5, start heading like you're heading to Sacramento. Then after that, it's more desert. And then, you get through that little desert, over that ridge and hump desert. Then boom, you're in farmland. Then it's all farmland for a great little stretch. A great little stretch heading up to Montreal, California. And then once we get to that one turnoff, then boom, we hung a left, and then boom, we headed towards the coast. And then so we driving through more farmland, just a bunch of farmland, more farmland that I had ever seen. I'm from the South, and I didn't realize how much farmland California has. It has a ton of farmland. So we driving through all this farmland, and boom, we hit the coast. Beautiful coastal city. We had a blast. We check into our hotel. We do everything at the boardwalk. It's an old, what the town is, it was an old canning company where they canned sardines and things like that. Well, they took all of these canning factories and turned them into the hotels and turned them into little shopping centers and restaurants and things like that. So they made it kind of like a tourist attraction. And so we got to, we learned some of the history about the town. We got to walk around, do a little shopping, have some great seafood. Oh man, we had some great seafood dinners, like some great seafood just there. So it wasn't like the places that we picked. It was really hard to pick somewhere that had crappy seafood when you're right on the pier, when you're right at the sea. All right, so we had some great seafood, had a great time. Then we, when we checked out the lead, we decided to take a different route. We wanted to drive down the coast of California. So we took Highway 1. We stopped in Carmel, had another great dinner, great lunch, I should say. Then we just took Highway 1. Neanderthal down Highway 1. Now, this is driving down the coast of California along the line where it's just a drop off and sea. All right. So it's just slow, winding roads going like 25 miles an hour, 30 miles an hour, slow winding, driving down that coast to get to go from Montreal all the way down to Santa Barbara, LA, LA County. So we're just slowly making Neanderthal on our way down. Way down. And man, let me tell you, the scenery, the drive is a very scenic drive. Like you got the ocean over here on this side, and on this side, you got like it's like farmland. It's like you got people that got cattle ranches, and it just kind of blew my mind that type of way because you got cattle ranches over here and you got the sea right over here. But you just Neanderthaling down through the mountains, and you go through a forest reserve called Big Sur. I had never heard of it in my life, but I'm thinking about going camping there. All right, I'm thinking about going camping there because it was dope. It's just a dope scenery. Like one side of the street, you got all forest. Other side, it's like a little bit of forest, and then you got the ocean. So it was just dope, just going through that, just Neanderthaling through that bad way. On Highway 1, driving that coast, absolutely drop dead gorgeous drive. If you ever get a chance to like make this drive and take it slow. Don't pull a Paul Walking, all right, and go off the cliff. All right, take your time, take this drive. It's a very cool, beautiful drive, okay? Absolutely drop dead gorgeous, beautiful drive. But it's a different scenery. Like it's completely different versus taking Highway 1 down California versus taking the I-5, which is through the desert. And so what I'm getting at is simply this. Like, we took two different paths to get to the same place. Two different paths, all right? One path, it was all desert. Other path was ocean and farm, all right? And that's kind of like what classic physique and bodybuilding is, all right? It's two different paths to the same result. The reason why WNBF does not have classic physique because the end result is pretty much the same exact poses. The difference between the two is that classic physique, you guys, your shorts are a little bit longer and you don't have to do lat spreads. All right, that's the difference. All right, that is the difference between classic physique and men's bodybuilding. And so it wasn't enough of a difference in order for WNBF, in order for the president, vice president of WNBF to say, hey, all right, let's create this other class, so that way we can have a different class for create another class outside of bodybuilding. And the same thing is with women's physique. The only difference between women's physique and women's bodybuilding is a lat spread. Your posing suit is exactly the same. The pose, as far as an open hand pose versus a closed fist pose, that's the difference. All right. Those are the two main differences between men's classic physique and women's physique versus men's and women's bodybuilding. It just hand poses, and for the guys, it's the trunks, and for both classes is the lat spread. That's it. That's the difference. It was no more than the difference of taking a desert road trip up, which was shorter, versus a longer trip down Highway 1 down the coast, which is a much more beautiful trip. All right. So we got to the same destination. The exact same destination, but we just had two different paths to take to get there. All right. So, but it just wasn't enough of a difference for the leadership, vice president of WNBF to say, yeah, let's create women's physique. Let's create men's classic physique. It just wasn't enough of a difference. We still ended up at the same place, bodybuilding. All right. So that's what kind of like my trip kind of touched base on, because I had quite a few questions about classic physique, women's physique, on, while I was traveling and things like that, and I was getting some of these questions answered. But they're taking those that road trip, kind of like made me realize, man, that's kind of like what the deal is with classic physique and men's bodybuilding. Two different paths, same destination, right? Two different paths, a little bit different scenery, same destination. So all you guys that's like thinking about competing at the Phoenician Classic and you want to do classic physique poses, absolutely you can do classic physique poses in bodybuilding. You can do classic physique poses. The only difference is, make sure you can hit a lat spread, and then your posing trunks you can wear those classic physique posing trunks, but I highly recommend you actually wear the bodybuilding posing trunks. All right. For women that want to do women's physique, same deal. All right, exact same deal. You can do women's physique posing and women's bodybuilding. You can do those poses. Just make sure that you are, make sure that you're preparing yourself to do a lat spread as well. All right, front and back lat spread. So those are the real difference. So if you want to do those poses, if you want to do women's physique poses and women's, absolutely, you can do those. That's not a problem. All right. So those are the difference. Let me segue right into this, and then I'm gonna get out of here and let you guys get out of here. Last thing, banned substance list. Like, listen, guys, if you got any questions regarding banned substance list, man, do not hesitate to shoot me a DM or shoot me an email. Like, you can email me at phoenicianclassic@phoenicianclassic.com. If you got any questions, like I had a couple of questions regarding some pre-workouts. If you're not sure and you're checked against the list and you're not sure, send me a picture of the ingredients, and I will be more than happy to tell you whether or not if those ingredients are banned on the banned substance list. Like, I'm here to actually help you take some of the confusion out of this stuff, because I know that list is extensive. I know that list is crazy extensive. So if you're not sure, man, please reach out. Do not hesitate to reach out to me, and I'll be more than happy to go ahead and do the research for you and let you know what's banned and what's not banned. All right. So that's where I'm at on the banned substance list. So like I said, please send me hit me with a DM or email me at phoenicianclassic@phoenicianclassic.com. So that's pretty much all I got for you guys. I'm gonna try to get some rest, because in all actuality, guys, I got in this morning about 2:00 this morning. All right. So I'm operating on maybe 3 hours of sleep. I got like a half-hour sleep before I had to go to work at 5 this morning. And I took like an hour nap this afternoon before I had to come back and do train clients this afternoon. So I'm going to take a shower and get some sleep. And man, I'll touch bases with you guys on Thursday. Hopefully within that time frame, I'll be able to touch bases with some other vendors, and we get some other vendors signed up and on board, and boom, ready to go for the Phoenician Classic on September 4th. All right, guys, that's all I got. That's all I got for you. That's the update. So if you got questions about men's classic physique and women's physique, please don't hesitate. Hit me up. Other than that, man, I will touch base with you guys on Thursday. Remember, we're 9 weeks out. If you haven't registered for the Phoenician Classic, late fees will start when we're 6 weeks out. So 3 more weeks, I'm going to start late fees. All right. So you got 3 weeks to register, and then late fees hit. All right. For the amateurs, it's going to be a $50 late fee. For pros, $100, because the pros, you guys know better. So, get yourself registered. And let's make this bad boy happen. All right, y'all. That's all I got. Be easy. If you're watching the game, enjoy the game. If not, I will catch you Thursday. Later.